Okay, we'll be ready to go here in a second. Let's pull up the chat here. Okay, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay. We're back again on GT7. This is just quick thoughts on the single player, as the title states, because in about an hour I got to get ready for ACC Friday with Ham and the rest of the boys. But I want to take a quick minute to give you guys my thoughts. I think yesterday's stream, I think I streamed for a total of 8.5 hours. If you count the first stream as well as the second one, the third one, actually, there was 3 streams. The first 2 disconnected mysteriously in the third one. That was about 6.5 hours. I think I sunk enough of my teeth into that I think I can give a first impressions on the single player. I mean, basically, the cafe is basically your single player. It's basically your career mode, which will lead to unlocking the multiplayer. I don't exactly have a problem with that, with the way they structured this, because it's going to be a lot of grinding to get to the multiplayer. But I think that's a good thing. And when I do get onto the multiplayer, my license situation will be covered. I'll be able to race with the advanced racers and don't have to worry about dirty drivers. So I'm okay with that, but I do question how long people will stay with this game, like the casuals, how long they will stay with this game when they find out how much they got to grind to get to the online multiplayer. We'll see how that plays out. But as far as the reason why I think it's a good thing that you got to grind like that to get to the multiplayer, as I just said, when you get in there, when you finally get in there, you're going to be in there with people who have went through the gauntlet of getting their license. And the races, I think, are going to be more competitive and cleaner. I think this grinding will get rid of the casual dirty driver, the driver that's not serious about racing sims, but they like to go in there and wreck people on purpose just to try to ruin somebody's day. I think it will cut down on how many of those type of people come into those races, because I'd have to say, out of the sim races that I've probably played over the past, going all the way back to 2013, without a doubt, Forza 7 is the dirtiest. I'd say GT Sport is probably second. So the ghosting feature on GT Sport, I liked it, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I would like realism, but as dirty as people are, as with people being the dirty races that they are, it was probably necessary. And so I guess talking about the things that I liked about the game, like I like the music. Definitely got good music. The physics, I like the physics. I didn't like it at first, especially on the music rally. I did not enjoy that part. And I think you have to keep in mind that a couple of things were, it was the first time that I played that game. And not only that, I don't like racing production cars. They just don't handle the way a GT3 car does. The GT3 cars have superior brakes, superior handling, and with And with production cars, you got to deal with, in my opinion, having to brake a little bit earlier. Even though you're not traveling this fast, I think power to weight ratio, I think you'll have to brake sooner than you want to. But in any case, I got used to it. I got used to the physics, and I'm okay with it. Actually, a set of Corsa Competizione was the same way. When I first played that game, I thought the physics on there was overkill, and I didn't like it, and I nearly returned the game. But I was like, come on, tough it out, learn the game. And that's what I did, and I absolutely love a set of Corsa Competizione. It still remains my favorite sim. And it was the same way with this one. I didn't like the music rally to start off with, but once I started understanding how they want you to play. So I think when you play a game, a sim racing game, I think rather than probably fuss and complain about what kind of physics you would like to see, it's probably better to just understand how they want you to play the game. And I think that's what it came down to, was me eventually understanding how they wanted you to play this game. So I don't think the physics are like ACC. There were some moments where, yes, the physics were similar to ACC, but there was a couple of moments where I still felt like the physics were a little bit arcadey. But I think all in all, I like it more than I dislike it. So for the most part, I do like the physics in this game. Um, what else did I like? Slow, naturally the replays, the sound effects. I think they nailed it this time. I mean, there was there were a couple of you in the previous stream that felt like this Ford GT, for instance, that I've got, that the sound wasn't right. And you want to know the truth with the Ford GT, or probably any car for that instance. I think when a lot of these studios go to capture the sound of a car, it seems like the sounds are coming out different for each studio. And I don't know if that's the case of them using different equipment from another studio, or are they going to see, okay, for instance, take this Ford GT. This car is available in this game. It's available in Project Cars 2. It's available in iRacing. I think it's available in R Factor 2. And so far, from what I'm gathering, this Ford GT sounds different in every one of those games. So who am I to say what it sounds, what's right and what's not right? Because you can watch a race and listen to how the car runs in that race, but who's to say that it won't sound like that tomorrow? I mean, who's to say that it will sound like that tomorrow? Because tomorrow they might be competing in a different race, different rack, a different race, different conditions. Therefore, they may have to tune the car differently, and it might end up sounding different. So, that being said, I'm not really complaining about the sound effects of this Ford GT. I don't think it's really my place to say that it's wrong. The one thing that I will say, that the Ford GT, this one right here, it does sound a little more like a V8. And this car is actually would you recommend someone new to sim racing start with GT7 or ACC R Factor 2 or Automobilista 2? Being that you're asking that question, I assume that you have a PC and you have a PS4 or a PS5. But I assume if you're asking that question, you definitely have a PC. I think there's room at the very least for two of these. GT7 changed a little bit because, okay, so let's use GT Sport as an example. Lou, what's good? If you came to me and said, what game should I choose between GT Sport and ACC? Yeah, fortunately, I have a PS5 and a PC and a DD1. Oh, this baby right here. This baby. Oh, you got the DD1, my man. Yeah, the DD1 on the way. Okay, you're gonna love that DD1. Now, um, now I have to ask you about the DD1. Do you have the DD1 like this one right here? Because this is the PC DD1, or do you have the DD1, which is actually called like the DD Pro, like the DD Formula Pro bundle or something like that? That's the PlayStation licensed DD1 that comes with the Formula One wheel. That is $1,800. If you are getting the DD1 that I have here, that's made for PC, it will not natively work on the PS5. You will need this drive hub adapter in order for it to work. And even when you get this drive hub adapter, you'll still need this. You'll also need this Ori controller because you need it's this controller. Is this controller? I am going the same way with you with the drive hub and all. F1 DD1 won't be available until July. Hey, you know what? Originally, I would have said that you would have been saving money going this route, but when you stop and think about it, I didn't save that much money. When you stop and think about it, the DD1 Formula bundle costs $1,800. If you love, yeah, I'm going off the tracks here because I'm going to come back and give my answer to that question about which one of the Sims he should choose. But I want to continue to answer his question about this wheelbase. When you stop and think about it, I'm not sure. I didn't really save much money. As I was about to say, the DD1 Formula One bundle is $1,800. It comes with the Formula One wheel. But when you stop and think about it, I paid $1,200 for this wheelbase, $200 for this McLaren GT3 wheel, so we're up to $1,400. And then the metal quick release was another $100. So that's $1,500. So for another $300, I could have went ahead and bought the officially licensed DD1 for PlayStation, which will work on both PlayStation and PC. Hindsight is 2020, and then that one comes with the Formula wheel comes with the metal quick release. So hindsight is 2020. If I knew I was going to end up going this route, I would have went ahead and bought it from the start. But what brought me to this route, this wasn't a situation where I planned this out months and months and months ago. Everything became impulse. All right, I'm ready to upgrade to a new wheelbase. So I jump on Fanatec and order the CSL DD. Oh shit, it won't be here for another 2 months. I can't wait that long. So I go on eBay and buy a CSL Elite to hold me over in the meantime. Oh shit, I need pedals too. Bought the CSL Elite pedals. Oh shit, the low cell's been discontinued. I need another set of pedals. I buy the CSL pedals and in anticipation of the load cell come out. Well, I get the notification that the load cell won't be out until February, and here it is October. So I go buy the V3 pedals, which was $370. I get a letter from Fanatec telling me that my CSL DD had been delayed. Oh, cancel that order. Let me get the DD1. Oh shit, while I'm at it, I need a rig. Then I buy this. Everything was impulse. This wasn't a situation where I said I'm going to do this. It was like every time I bought something, it led into me feeling like, well, in order to use this, I'm going to need that. And then I just kept buying shit until I finally got to where I am. Then just as recently as a couple of weeks ago, I just bought base shakers for my rig. And now I thought I was done, but I'm not. I'm getting ready to buy 2 more base shakers and a 4-channel amp so I can have base shakers on each corner of this rig. Because the base shakers are a game changer. So if you're going to get a rig, since you're going to be on PC, well, if you're getting a DD1, you're getting a rig. Either you have a rig or you're getting a rig. There's no way you can use this on a desk because it'll you know, shake that, it'll shake that desk to pieces. Besides that, I don't think they make a desk mount for this anyway. I mean, if you buying this and you put it on the desk, in my opinion, you got no business using this. So now to come back to my recommendation about the sim racing, what I was about to say is, if you were to come to me and say, what should I choose, ACC or GT Sport? It would be easy. That would be an easy answer. I would tell you, if you want realistic physics in a game that's more of a simulator, go with ACC. But if you want a game that's kind of arcadey and the physics aren't so serious and you're a casual racer, go with GT Sport. That would have been a simple answer, but because they did an overhaul on the physics, and the physics in this game lean more on the simulation side than they do on the arcade side. That being said, I guess you literally described my entire journey. Ordered a GT DD Pro. It was too away. Decided to go to F1 DD1. That was way too far away. Oh, you must be in another country where they don't ship there. And switched to the DD1. One of the things that I've heard, like I was seeing this on Reddit, there was a lot of people in Middle Eastern countries where Fanatec doesn't deliver to those countries. So what they were having to do was, like, they would order something, send it to Canada, and then have it sent to their country from Canada. And it was like costing them a shitload of money in shipping, but they wanted, say, you're in Canada? Okay. And it was costing people a shitload of money. As I understand, things are higher in Canada to begin with. So I would say this. Since GT7 is more of a simulator now than it is an arcade racer, I would my suggestion for you would be to go to PC route. I think all of them, like FR, what's good? I think you can go ahead and, if you spent this much money for a DD1, I would say go ahead and get GT7, get Automobile Institute, get ACC. I would get those three. iRacing is a money pit. You pay that monthly subscription and just to get through the door, and then everything you want after that, you have to pay for it. Yeah, shipping here is crazy expensive. Also got Club Sport V3 pedals since the load cell were also delayed. That's what happened to me. I ordered the CSL pedals. In my case, it wasn't a case of the load cell getting delayed. It was when I found out. So show you guys real quick. You get your pulse audio settings. Yeah, I got them dialed in. Lou, that's a game changer. So right here, these are my Fanatec CSL Elite pedals. I originally bought these, and I'm telling you, like, that pedal, it is hard. Like, I mean, look at my arms right there. You see how much it takes to put pressure, on that pedal, and it barely moves. Look at this sponge piece right here. Look how much it travels when it barely moves. It takes a lot. In any case, so I bought these pedals. Then I found out that the load cell for this pedal had been discontinued. So I bought the CSL pedals, the new pedals that just came out. And then I bought those with the intentions of getting the load cell for that. But then when it was announced that the load cell would be available in February, and they telling us this shit in October, I was like, I don't want to wait that long. So I bought the V3 pedals. So we got these right here, and I showed them to you guys before. It's a ton of wires, so please excuse it, the shitload of wires everywhere. But there's my V3. let's see here. There's my V3 pedals right there. The load cell here in the middle, and my cute color keyboard and drive hub adapter. All that, you know, is connected to my PC, which has got a shitload of lights. This PC, I just built this PC, I think about a month and a half ago. I call it Voltron. In the back corner, you'll see my dead Alienware PC that took a crap on me. So yeah, that's what led me down this rabbit hole. And then once I made my mind up to get the DD1, it was like, you got to get a rig. So originally I was looking at the PlayStation Challenge, all these foldable rigs, and I kept seeing videos where there was so much flex, and then I was like, nope, that ain't gonna fly. Then I was gonna get the GT Omega Art. I saw flex on that. Saw the GT Omega Titan, which looked like a solid design. Saw flex on that, and I'm like, there's no way, you know, those rigs could stand up to a DD1. And then I finally decided to get the GT Omega Prime, and part of that was like, Ham was pushing me on that. I sent them the link to the GT Omega Titan. I was like, what do you think of that? He was like, go for the aluminum, like go straight to the top. And I'm like, God damn, man, you want me to buy top notch everything? But yeah, I decided to go that route. It ended up being a good move because this right here, only an aluminum rig like this can stand up to the torque that this thing puts out. So, but yeah, as far as picking a sim racing title, I would say get this game, get Automobilista 2, and get ACC, and I think you'll be all set. You know, if you want some kind of arcade racer, I can't really help you with that because I don't really deal with those. And actually, that was my main worry about this game, was that it was going to be a simcade, you know, kind of an arcadey racer. But to my surprise, I was for the most part wrong. So I like the physics. Graphics are absolutely beautiful. Before this game came along, I thought ACC or Automobilista 2 were the two best looking sims, undoubtedly. Grid Legends is a fun arcade racer, yeah, but I don't do arcade racers. Awesome, thank you. Looking forward to playing this game. I think you'll like it. The physics on this game isn't quite ACC, because I think ACC is the most realistic out of the ones that I've played. Like iRacing is supposed to have realistic physics, but I'm not a real big fan of iRacing, even though I got it. Exactly. Hey, yo, see right here, iRacing VR. That's another reason why I was going to recommend to you Automobilista 2 and ACC, because you can race those games in VR. They have VR support. That's one of the bad things about this game right here is, in my opinion, PSVR 2 should be launching with this game right now and not a year later, as we've been hearing. We've been hearing that the headset could launch in first quarter of 2023. That headset should be here right now, launching with this game. The experience would be incredible. And I can tell you that firsthand from racing ACC in VR, as well as racing Automobilista 2. And if you like to race in VR, Automobilista 2, in my opinion, is a must, because Automobilista 2 is undoubtedly the best looking game, best racing sim title in VR. No question. In the case of Sette Corsa Competizione, it's doable. It's tolerable. It's not the worst that I've seen, but it's not the best. But the physics of ACC is so good that I overlook The fact that the VR doesn't look that good. In fact, I'm gonna have to get ready to go here in about 20 minutes to get ready for ACC Friday with Ham and the boys. I'm gonna have to shut this stream down here in about 15 minutes, and then I'll end up coming right back with another stream to get ready for ACC on PC. So definitely come back and check that out. But yeah, I was like, but if you put a gun in my head and say which one, it would narrow down to ACC or Automobile Listed 2. I would tell you to get one of those games because you can do more stuff on PC. Something else I didn't show you. Let me grab this camera again, and I'll show you the base shakers that I got connected onto my rig. I've showed you guys this before. Again, you guys are going to see a ton of wires, so please excuse it. But I got base shakers, and they're about yay big. And basically what they are giant rumble packs. They're transducers, and I guess the simple way to describe them is they're speakers without the speaker cone. I just look at them as giant rumble packs, and when I connect them to my rig and I start up the car, I can feel rumble going through the entire rig. When I hit the brakes, I feel rumble there. I feel rumble when the car slips. So I'm not just getting rumble feedback from this wheelbase. I'm getting it from the entire rig because of the base shakers that I got. Now I'll show you guys these base shakers again. Excuse the shit ton of wires, but I'll take you guys underneath my pedal plate. Right there. That is the transducer right there. That is the rumble that's attached underneath the pedal plate. So when I start the car up, it vibrates the entire rig. So I've got one in the front, and I got one in the back right here. So with that being said, if you wanted to go that route, that's another reason why I would have to recommend something on PC. But since you got both, and in my opinion, if you were able to buy the DD1 on impulse the way I did, then it's not going to kill you to spend a few bucks to get both GT7 and ACC and Automobile Listed 2. And not only that, if you go to sites like G2A, you might be able to find keys where you can get them really cheap. ACC and I think Automobile Listed 2 both cost $40 on Steam. Occasionally you'll catch them on sale, but I think you might be able to find some keys on G2A. So check that out. You know, Humble Bumble, all that stuff. So you might be able to find some keys and maybe even get them at half price. But you know, to give you different flavors, I gotta recommend this game too. So before I get out of here, let me talk to you about the two things that I don't care for, and this was stuff that was already pre-existing on GT Sport. One is I don't like that there's no damage. If you hit the wall, you might get some, from what I'm hearing, you might get some cosmetic damage. You might get scratches on the car, and you might get scratched up windshields and stuff like that. One of the reasons I heard is that the manufacturers don't want to see their cars destroyed. Okay, I can get past that. What I don't like is that you'll smack the wall and it doesn't affect your performance. You can hit the wall and your car still performs as if you never hit the wall. Whereas on ACC, that's another reason why I gotta recommend ACC. With ACC, if you even bump up against another car, it affects your performance because your aeros are damaged. So you're going to lose time per lap. And the more damage you do to the car, the slower lap times you're going to turn in, to the point where you're going to have to come in and get the car repaired. So that's another reason, you know, and that is one of the good things about iRacing too. iRacing, I think if you damage a car so bad to the point where it won't move, you have to get the car towed off the track, which I guess takes a few minutes. So but I don't know if I can recommend iRacing because of the monthly subscription and how much money you would sink into that game trying to get your favorite cars and your favorite tracks, and it's a grind on iRacing as well. So, but yeah, that was one of the things I didn't like was if you hit the wall, no damage, no suspension damage or anything like that is done to the car. It doesn't affect your performance, so I don't care for that. And then the other thing I don't care for is there's no neutral. You got reverse, first, second, third, first through six. Whereas all the other sim racers, you have reverse, neutral, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. So I don't like that because there's times where I want to stop the car and put it in neutral, but because there's no neutral, if you put it down in first, the car will still creep ahead. And if you put it in reverse, you have to be on a surface where the car won't try to creep backwards. So, so I would, I don't care for that part, but it's not a game breaker. Just an observation, but it's not a game breaker. So, let me see here. I think today I am going to go with my white Pumas, Red Bull Motorsports. You guys have seen that before. Also got a pair of black ones. So I think I'm gonna go with the white ones today. And so right now, overall, I like it, and I can recommend it. I don't want to put a number on it right now, like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and that kind of stuff. I don't want to put a number on it yet until I get to the multiplayer and find out, the ins and outs of the multiplayer. Some of the big YouTubers they already don't like that the multiplayer is only 20 cars. And for as hardcore as they're supposed to be, I can't believe that they don't understand that Polyphony Digital probably needed to save some of the resources of the PS5 for the upcoming VR, because a lot of people who don't do VR, they don't understand how much VR taxes the hardware. And that's one of the reasons why the graphics on VR is a whole generation behind flat screen. Any PS4 looking game is going to look like a PS3 game in VR. That's all to it. It was something that I had to accept. When I first got into VR, it was something that I complained about. Was like, man, these PS2 looking graphics, these old looking graphics, yada yada yada. But then once I got a PC and I understood how much VR taxes the PC, then I understood that that's why the PSVR was so limited, because that headset taxes the shit out of the console. I will say with PSVR 2, I think you can expect better visuals and better performance, because with the addition of eye tracking as well as the DLSS, I understand that that's supposed to reduce the strain on the console by up to 60%, freeing up resources for other things. So I don't know. Right now, Automobile Lista 2 is the best looking game in VR, hands down. But I will say that with PSVR 2 having HDR, 2048p resolution, this game could take the crown as the best looking sim racer in VR, as well as the best looking sim racer overall, because this game is absolutely gorgeous. That being said, I don't see Ham yet, but I'd imagine we're getting ready for ACC here. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, and I will be back I'm guessing within about a half hour, so I can get ready for ACC Friday. There he is right there, my man Ham with the master plan. So we're getting ready to do ACC. I have the weekend off, so I plan on doing another all-nighter, so to speak, because I really want to get to that multiplayer. I put in all that work to, get my license and all that stuff. So just so I can get that 4GT, I got it. Now it's time to get online. So that's going to be the next order of business. So again, I'm going to shut this stream down. I'll be back in about a half hour to start up ACC. So don't go away. If you want to see more sim racing, come back. Check back in about a half hour as we get ready to go on ACC. And then once I'm done, yes, that GT is beautiful. That 4GT is beautiful. And then once we get done with ACC, then I'll come back and stream GT7 some more, and I'll be streaming that for a few hours. Because again, I don't have to work this weekend, and my son doesn't come over till tomorrow, so I got to take advantage of my free time. So after I get done with ACC, I will definitely be coming back over here to GT7. So I've blabbed on long enough. I got to start getting things ready. We'll see you all in about a half hour on ACC. Get ready for some VR racing, some really competitive racing with Ham and the boys. And we will see you then. Even though I'll see you guys in a few minutes, you guys know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. We'll see you all in a few minutes.